Let's go ahead and proceed on the matter of the complainant being Al Crespo and the respondent being Commissioner Frank Carollo. Is the advocate ready to proceed?
We are. Thank you for being here this morning. We have come to an agreement just a few minutes before reconvening. The terms of the agreement are for the respondent not to contest the allegations found in count 1 of the ethics complaint before you, pay a fine of $1,000.
Okay, slow down. I'm sorry. Take a breath and let's go through this because I want to make sure that we're clear and we understand it. So what are the terms?
It is not to contest the allegation in count 1 of ethics complaint C-1232.
Yes.
Pay a fine of $1,000. Investigative cost of $1,404.15. $404.15. And accept a letter of instruction.
And what is that letter of instruction to include?
We have not drafted the letter yet, but obviously would include language instructing the commissioner that the circumstances that took place that day constitute a violation of section 2-11.1G of the Ethics Code.
Very well. Mr. Cuny, you heard the terms that Ms. Ramos has described. Do you have any objection, clarifications, anything that you'd like to make a statement about at this time?
After full consideration, we're appreciative of the additional time the Commission allowed Commissioner Carollo to have. We agree with the express settlement. The issue of the language to be included in the letter of instruction has not been the subject of any agreement by Commissioner Carollo. That's something that the advocate will prepare. We expect that the letter of instruction will be consistent with the settlement discussions. Toward the end, that the letter of instruction will inform elected officials generally of the care they must exercise when taking action in communicating with subordinate officers for the potential that the public could misunderstand that exercise of authority, even though under the circumstances of this case, Commissioner Carollo's position remains clear that he never intended nor did he act to violate any of the provisions of the conflict of interest and code of ethics ordinance. Ergo is no contest plea. But we're confident the letter of instruction will appropriately tailor advice to other elected officials and Commissioner Carollo in the future to be much more careful of the consequences or perceived consequences of their conduct. In all respects, we agree with the settlement.
Very well. And that includes that he's not contesting the allegations that are clearly set out as to the violation that he would be admitting to.
That's correct. Count 1 constitutes the allegation essentially of making the phone call to the chief of police during circumstances of a questionable police stop. Commissioner Carollo does not contest the underlying facts that he did in fact make that phone call.
And the
Does
letter of
count
instruction.
1 constitute exploitation of official position?
It does, in fact. That is how it is charged.
Okay.
And of course, the letter of instruction will come before you for ratification.
Let me hear from any of the other commissioners.
Do you anticipate having that in time for the March meeting, which would be next week, or the April meeting?
I think we can try to get it on the March meeting so we can conclude this matter.
The reason that I'm asking that question is because the April meeting has been changed to accommodate the chairman, and 2 of us are not going to be here in April, so you would have 3 people here only.
Then we will make every effort to get it on the meeting for next week.
Next Thursday. I think would be appropriate. Any of my other fellow commissioners would like to make any kind of comments or have any questions? Any other comments, Ms. Ramos?
No other comments, Mr. Chairman.
Let me just say this. Obviously, it's a very serious allegation for us at the Commission on Ethics, and we appreciate the time that the advocate has taken. We appreciate the time that Mr. Cuny and the Commissioner have taken to work out a deal. The message needs to be clear to the community that other public officials and public servants need to be clear that they're not to exploit their official position. At the end of the day, as I think Mr. Cuny said it well, this is not just Mr. Carollo. Today we're here because of the commissioner and the allegations that have been made by the complainant. But this needs to be a message to the rest of the community as well. The public officials that we rely on, public servants that we elect, need to be held to a higher standard. And the Commission on Ethics takes this very seriously. And again, thank you all for your time. And I want to make sure that it's clear that yes, there's an admission here, and that's why I believe we're going to agree to this. We're going to take a vote on it, certainly. But there also needs to be a message that's sent to other public officials not to exploit their official position. I think we would all agree that it's appropriate for all the citizens of this county. With that, I believe it will be appropriate for the commissioners at this time to take a vote as to whether they agree with this or whether they want to go forward with the hearing before I close the hearing.
And make a motion that we accept the recommendation of the applicant.
Is that your motion?
Yes.
A second.
And we have a first and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Very well. It's unanimous. Thank you, everyone, again for your time. This will conclude the hearing on the complainant, Mr. Al Crespo, and the respondent, Commissioner Frank Carollo. Thanks again, everyone.
Thank you.